do you mean?
Let's go. We're live.
Well, no, we're not live yet. It's in 1 minute. What do
Oh,
you
so
mean
I
on the
think so we're live.
timetable?
No,
I
on the
mean, we are live.
subject. I send you a subject. You don't
Yesterday. What?
you responded like at 4:30 in the afternoon, not yesterday. Never responded yesterday.
Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying. But
So I have
what
more
time is it
time to
now?
prep. But I did. We're
What
on
time is it
seven
now? It's Wednesday.
time.
It's Wednesday now, so now it's 7 o'clock on Wednesday, and so we know what time that
It's
means.
go time. Mm, mm, mm.
Here we are, everybody. Again, it's Wednesday, and it's 7 o'clock. So that means it must be time to for chasing gazillions. Not the same as making millions.
Getting closer after election day, though.
It's getting close after 11. Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony coming to you live here from the DMV. Just two real estate professionals here talking to you about life, real estate, our industry, opportunities, business, answering questions, bringing in quality.
I didn't know we were doing the collar all the way up. I
Yeah,
just wanted to
collars
make
all the
sure I
way
was
up.
following protocol.
There you go. Collars all the way up tonight. That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Collars all the way up. And so we come in here every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to answer questions. Hold on. Wow. We're only a minute in and somebody's already in the chat. Wow.
Francisco, one of my people.
Let's see who it is. Just chase the millions and not the gazillions.
Right. Yeah.
There you go. I love it. I love it. All the way from Florida. We love it. We got a Florida commercial expert, as you all can see. We are all over the world. Wherever the internet goes, our Wednesday program is being live streamed and broadcast. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, our YouTube channel, Chasing Gazillions. You can find us there, other episodes. This is season 1, episode 28. Is that right? It's
No,
27?
28.
20.
You're right.
Yeah, it is 28.
28.
Exactly. 28. And we've been having a great time here doing this program. We didn't know what it was going to be when we started. We quite honestly not sure what it is right now.
That's embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a little embarrassing. But you're right. There's some truth in that. I mean, I can't do the neck collar up. It's so tight.
Is it so tight?
I do think that this started out as seeing where it goes, and it's turned out to be a really fun time, and I look forward to it every week. I get talked about it at parties all the time. That is,
it is growing. People are out there watching. They're looking to see what we're going to say and do every week. They look forward to it. We welcome you all to chime in on the chat. Come in to the chat with your questions, your comments. We also, as we've said from the very first day, we are still looking for technical support. with Restream and what we're doing. So we keep pushing along. As real estate professionals, both Fernando and I have been in the game here for each of us over 30 years in our respective practice. And so we have learned a lot. We've experienced a lot. And one thing we know for certain, the show must go on. You can't. It can't be. You can't wait in real estate for everything to be perfect, lined up. You can't. You have to make the most of the opportunities present themselves and make something happen. And that's what
Rarely,
we're doing.
rarely does that happen. Bill. Rarely do you have everything lined up perfectly.
That's right. With all lines up. No, it doesn't always all line up. I mean, so and if you expect it to, then well, you're in the right place to learn from us that well, you're just deluding yourself. It's not going to line up.
No,
It's not.
no.
No.
So how was your
Hey,
week?
what's
What
been
what, what
happening this
happened?
week? What happened this week? I see Lenny in the background, so that means you must still be here in the Maryland area. You're at home.
I am. I am. This week was exciting. I'm working on a big deal. I can't really talk about it, but it's a big restaurant deal locally with a friend of mine who's looking to buy a restaurant. And I
Okay.
deal together. Um, Funny is we're negotiating price, negotiating terms with the seller. My client's the buyer, and the seller looks at me because the property is on the market, but he's trying to do it himself. He looks at me, he goes, "How are you involved? Do you like the engineer, the architect in the deal?" And I said, "No, I'm his broker." And he said, "Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! I'm not paying any commissions." And I'm paying my commission. Why do that? Who all the factors? Building deal that deal.
I switched cameras. Hold on, Fernando. I switched cameras on you. I switched cameras because you're going out. But now there's no sound on this camera at all. So I'm gonna go back.
All right,
Okay, I'm
how's
back
that?
to
Is
the
that
front.
better?
I
All
hear
right. So I
you,
said to
and
him,
you're back.
all right,
He was
who's
like
going to steer
objecting to
the
the
deal?
commission.
Who's going to walk the deal to closing? Who's going to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do and my buyer's doing what he's supposed to do? Who's going to talk to the lender and make sure? So I went and I went on for like 10 minutes about what we do in a deal. And he was like, "Oh, okay, you're good." Because I don't think people realize everything we do to make a deal happen, especially an off-market, non-listed, unrepresented seller. Think about that.
Look, I
Complicated.
know our audience needs to think about that. That
Yeah.
what you are hearing, if you are uh, for sale by owner, and you are in
Fisbo.
this marketplace, okay, Fizbo, sure, but I try to just go for sale by owner. When you are in this marketplace, you need the first thing you need to understand is that according to the National Association of Realtors data on transactions, more than 87% of all transactions, it might be closer to 90, 87% of all transactions are conducted with the assistance of a real estate professional, a licensed real estate professional. And so for that small percentage of transactions where there is no quote licensed real estate professional representing both sides of a transaction and all, when you bring those properties to market yourself, there is the the disadvantage. One of the disadvantages you experience is that real estate professionals in the market are leery as to whether or not you as a seller are both competent and confident and capable of actually moving forward with the transaction that you're saying you want to do, right?
Yeah.
And I hear you already. I hear you say, I don't need to pay 6%. I can do just what real estate professionals can do. Maybe you are competent. Maybe you are smart. Uh, you're not licensed. Okay. You're doing your own thing. But I'm telling you, when we represent clients, the market feels more confident that a transaction is going to occur, just like what Fernando just described. He comes along with his buyer, and he's now dealing with a seller, and there's no agent representing the seller. So now Fernando has both an obligation to his buyer, but he also has a fiduciary obligation now in supporting his buyer to make sure that this seller does what the seller is supposed to do so the transaction closes. And so if the seller doesn't know, that he's supposed to get, insurance,
especially
or
the deal, it's most complicated because you're transferring licenses, you're transferring permits, you're transferring the guy was setting up the rest yet already pre. It's a lot.
Right. I mean, something as basic as a certificate of good standing from the local jurisdiction that this business is operating and in good standing. Who's going to do that? Who's going to make sure it's done? That. Okay, hold on. We got somebody chiming in. Man, the show is hot, man. Julius Sawalski. For sale by owners will see a major decrease due to the current interest rate. Of course they will. That's right. Because, these interest rates are going up. We're at 7. Interest rates are going up. The pool of qualified buyers and investors with cash, right? They sit, right? Exactly. So now, when we are evaluating opportunities, dude, you are for sale by owner, and you're like, the first question you're going to face as a for sale by owner, the first question you face is, how did you establish your asking price? And when you say Zillow, when you say, this is what's on Zillow, and that, okay, you see, you're going to get people negotiating against you. We all, come on, right away. So, and we there's so much uncertainty about whether or not you are ready to actually enter into and accept an offer, that real estate professionals with buyers are going to be bypassing. You're going to be like, Mr. Jones, no, man, that dude, he doesn't see the value of that a real estate professional brings to the transaction. He doesn't understand that. And again, I like, because I'm also a realtor and a member of the National Association of Realtors for these very reasons. That association does a lot of research and provide us with information that helps us. And another piece they provide us with is to complete a standard, just a typical sale of a property, sale of a house. A real estate professional will do, I think the last check was 167 tasks in order to sell a house. I mean,
from 10 minutes worth. Yeah, I gave him 10 minutes worth. It was about 100 tasks that I told him today. 10 minutes worth.
Right. Yeah, it's 167, 187, something like that, of tasks that we do, that sellers for sale by owners like, oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can put a sign up. Dude, it's more than signs. Right? It's more than signs.
It's got to be done in a timely fashion too. It can't just be done when you want to do it. You got to meet someone. You got to do something. It's got to be done like now. So go do it.
That's right.
Oh, I'm busy. I'm running my restaurant. I'm over here. I'm over there. I can't.
Julius, we love you. We love your comments. Thanks for chiming in. Welcome to Chasing Gazillions. Not the same as Making Millions. Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony. Season 1, episode 28. Thank you for chiming in, coming in today. We're here on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going
So
live.
I have one more item. Going to
Yeah.
Penn State this weekend for the Maryland Penn State game.
Wow. All right.
Going to be an unhappy college,
Why?
unhappy valley.
Okay. In Penn State.
Going to be unhappy.
Is Penn State not good this year?
No, they're good every year.
Oh, they're good every year.
Yeah, every year.
We're
good
okay.
though.
But you all think
I like
Maryland's going to win? Is Penn State in the Big Ten?
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah,
so it's a conference
we took
game.
The money. It's a we took the cash.
Yeah, we know. That's what people do now.
A lot of money. $7 billion is a lot of money.
You know, I'm still proud, as you can see over. No, the other shoulder. Proud alone of the University of Virginia. That's Wahoo Wah. Wahoo Wah. Give a cheer, Virginia. Hooray, hooray. Hey, UVA. UVA.
You guys need to win a little something. You need to win something.
Hold on. Julius is back. He's saying something else. What is he asking? Do you see the rental market still going up? Hey, but dude, people got to live somewhere.
I do.
Yes.
Oh, I do.
People got to live somewhere, and you know, interest rates going up. Yes. If you get a rental, if you can get a property, you're going to get a tenant. You're going even in the DMV, in this DMV market, and multifamily. Yes, rental market is strong. It's going to remain strong because, right, because as you know, right, the impact of interest rates is that it shifts everybody down, right? You know, 6 months ago, you thought you were going to be buying property, 800,000, 700,000. You shifted down. You thought you were going to be buying a property, your first property, for 200,000. You thought you were going to get a condo over in Fairfax Village. Now that's at 3%. Yes, in the village. Now at 7%. Okay, you're like, okay, I'm paying rent. I'm renting. You know, I'm not in the buying market. So, yes, great point. We love it. We love it, Julius. Thanks for chiming in.
All right, what about your week? How was your week?
Dude, you know what? Listings is the game. And I'm picking up a new listing every week. I do. You know what? I am so blessed, man. I'm not going to get preachy because you know how much I love my Lord. You know, I'll get preachy on you. But
here we go. Here we go.
Okay. Facts. That's what the young people say. Facts. I go to a listing appointment. I meet the family. I go to a listing appointment. I get there early. I'm standing out in front of the house in my car in this neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. Upper middle class neighborhood in Prince George's County, Maryland. And
you got a nice car.
Yeah.
You fit right in.
The local neighbor, Joe, neighborhood watch guy. He's out playing with the kids and all because, you know, he's retired. He sees me pull up. He doesn't, you know, it's a nice car, but he never seen this car on this block. He comes over, he introduces himself. He sees me in front of the house. He knows the owner because although he's not really like met the owner or he knows her, but more importantly, he fixes her shingles and sweeps the leaves off her lawn, and he's been doing this for years because he's the neighborhood guy. That's what he does. I say I'm here, to meet, talk with them about them selling their property. He says, okay, great. He says he's not selling his. Okay, great. But he then does say, but the guy across the street, they packing up. I think they moving. And I was like, really? So the long of the short is that I go to a listing appointment.
A 2-for-1.
It is. That's right. That's right.
A twofer.
I walk across.
As they call it.
I walk across the street. I say, hey, well, you know your neighbor. Yeah. Well, I'm here. Twofer. I'm loving life, man. It's a beautiful thing. So that's been exciting. It's been a great week. That and I just got notified. Yeah, I got a retail listing, a church. I work with these churches here. The church community has a lot of underutilized space, and in this economy, they need to do something with that. So I've also this week picked up a new school facility, 3,500 square feet. School has 10 office, 10 classrooms, 7 restrooms, 10 parking spaces here in DC in Ward 7. So I'm working with about 4 churches now, 4 or 5. Churches, underutilized space. I mean, they're just sitting there. So churches. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just blessed by the Lord. He just keeps saying, hey, here's another church. Although every time I come home and I tell Melinda, hey, I got hired by another church, her head explodes because she knows working with churches can sometimes take a long time. Well, because they have committees, they don't meet every day. They're volunteers, and this is not their primary thing. I mean, worshiping the Lord, sure, we all love the Lord, but they work. They have lives. What? Some work more than others, or some love the Lord more than others?
Love the Lord more than others. So, what do you do with the church? Is it another church finder? The rebuilding?
No. The church has a lot of churches here in the city, particularly, were built, and they would have maybe they would have an apartment building, maybe they would have an educational building where they were doing Sunday school. They have a second, what they would call a children's church. It was a building annexed, attached to the main sanctuary. The point is that space, as well as a lot of land that the churches have, is just sitting there because a lot of our churches are hurting because with pandemic and this just natural progression of people getting older. You raise your family in the church. Your kids have grown and gone. They are not still members in the church. You used to have a vibrant children's ministry. Now you literally, I can think of 2 churches, 2 churches I work with. And they don't have no children. Nobody has any little children at these churches. And if you don't have those kind of ministries, the church is providing a tremendous service in our communities. All of the homes of worship, whatever the religious, whether you're Jewish, Baptist, Pentecostal, they all are providing services, a great service in our communities. But people are doing things differently. We live differently. Church is being provided differently to meet the needs of where you find people now. Particularly in DC, a lot of the parishioners, for example, let me think. Okay, this listing I just got here on Dick Street, that's a church in DC. There's one on Minnesota Avenue, DC. Okay. All right.
So they're selling out
Mo-
parcels and
most of
building.
these churches, their members live in Maryland, and they come to. This was grandma's church. This is my parents' church. Maybe I grew up in this church, but I live in Maryland now, and I come here to worship once a week on Sunday. And with the pandemic, it's like once a week on Zoom.
You never answered my question. Who is buying these pieces?
Okay, well, one I'm
Who
leasing.
would
One I'm
like-
leasing. Churches are not okay. The S word is not something we use in the church community. Sell.
all lease?
They don't. Yeah, they don't like the S word.
Oh,
So it's leasing. So that's the solution. If you have underutilized space as a church, you are looking to generate new revenues to offset that your members are not tithing or they're just not there, then the solution that we offer, we think is a good one, is lease your this facility. So at 3640 Martin Luther King Avenue Southeast, for example, that church has a 12,000 square foot training facility. I leased it to the DC government to use as a COVID testing and treatment facility. You lease. I mean, because the school that was there, the Bishop Walker School for Boys, outgrew the 12,000 square feet, and now they're 30,000 square feet. So the school was just sitting there, vacant, right? So I come along, I help them identify an appropriate user to lease their space. So that church, uh, Grace Apostolic Church here in Deanwood in Ward 7, they have an educational facility. And we just picked that up. We're bringing that to market. It's going to be a great training facility, and so we lease it. And so that's what we're doing with churches, and they're what we call. I mean, we have a whole group that's just working on these underutilized space. We just picked up one from New Samaria. They have retail space. These churches own a mixed use building. It has retail space, ground level retail space, 1,400 square feet, lower level, another 900 square feet of lower level space. Right near Gallaudet, over in that Trinidad, Noma area, it's neighborhood retail. Yeah. So again, another church, underutilized space. Because the church, that's not what they're in the business of doing. They're not in the business of doing retail, right? So we come in and provide that leasing service. So there's
very
the church.
cool.
And then of course, don't overlook the daycare in the city, because the city is exploding, and the growth in the city in DC is incredible. And so to meet the demands of, although we were saying before, a lot of these churches don't have little kids. I'm telling you, in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see an explosion of little kids around in these churches, because we have a lot of young people moving into our city, and they are, they're starting their families. And that means that, there's kids being born now who are going to be, in 3 years, they're going to be walking around in church school. And so, and then those churches, that's, so daycare is another big thing here in DC that we work with. We work with the city through the LIFT program that provides monies and support to help these churches and other landlords who have space that may need, retrofitting. We had that, we had a program on ADA, meeting ADA compliance. And one of the big things that came out of that show, I don't know what episode that was. We did a show on ADA, but one of the things came out of it was meeting ADA compliance takes money. and the city is providing that kind of support, financial support to landlords to encourage them to uh, do long-term child care development centers to meet the demand for child care development services here in the city. And the city is offering monies, big monies, not for that as well as for home ownership. So it's a lot happening here uh, in our DMV and in the city here. So
All right,
so we're busy. The point is we're busy.
Get our top. So elections and how they affect the real estate industry, which is kind of tricky because the only thing I could find that really how it affects it is in property tax and what people pay. But let's go over some of the topics that marijuana seems to be I don't think that affects real estate much, but that seems to be something that was on the ballot in 5 different states, passed in Maryland, recreational use of marijuana.
Yes.
Did not pass in South Dakota, Arkansas, or North Dakota, and passed in Missouri.
But you know what the impact
Yeah,
that legislation and marijuana, the impact on real estate is so that you all out there will be aware. Those cannabis dispensaries,
growing facilities too.
the growing facilities and the dispensaries
Yeah,
are both going to be in the industrial zoned areas of your communities.
booming.
Exactly. You
Booming.
see, so the legislation, politics that affects, if your area, your jurisdiction said yes to the wacky weed, yes to medical marijuana, yes to cannabis, yes to dispensaries, as real estate professionals, now you should be looking in your area right now for areas that are currently zoned industrial or could be rezoned industrial, because that's where they're going to be located. That's where you're going to be looking for warehouse space, flex space, industrial space. That's where they're going to be operating.
Yeah, but Maryland passed recreational. They already had medical. Now it's recreational. So anybody can go and get it now.
Right.
Starts, I think, June 1st is the opening day.
Right. So what I suspect, and this is not a big leap, and I'm not a politician, but we've seen in the last year or two, a surge in these tobacco convenience stores. Right. You can go in and get some soda, but also you can get some tobacco. The tobacco stores are backfilling retail space, 1,000 square feet here, 2,000 square feet here. And now that Maryland has passed this recreational thing, it would not be a big leap. I don't know, to see next year the cannabis being distributed at the tobacco convenience store.
Would not be a big leap. That is the leap.
Right.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That you used to be the 7-Eleven, the convenience store, and now you are the Powerball place for the DC lottery. The DC lottery is looking for outlets to sell lottery tickets. Now it's 7-Eleven.
Yep.
Now you used to go to 7-Eleven for your big gulp. Now you go to get some eggs, your big gulp, and your lottery ticket. You're going to go to these tobacco places to get your eggs, your tobacco, and your medically prescribed cannabis. It's coming.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Another law that was passed that affects real estate is people who are handicapped putting a freeze on their on the increase of their taxes, or if they are unemployed, looking at their situation. It's going to be interesting that has passed in a couple of states, how that works out, because people's situation changes from day to day. Today you could be in trouble, tomorrow you could be fine. It just depends on if you're better. But some situations aren't going to change. The homestead exemption, changing that for people who are public service workers to increase or give them additional homestead exemption. That's another thing that was on the ballot in Florida. Pretty interesting. I think people realize after
But you all not have
COVID
homestead
that
exemption in Florida?
they do, giving them additional homestead exemption, reducing their taxes even more so than they're already reduced with the normal homestead, giving them an additional bump. And I think what's happened is, and rightly so, believe me, I think the medical people and people in public service should get some sort of reward for being on the front lines of COVID for the last 2 years. And I think this is what these legislations are all about right now.
Sure.
Pretty interesting, what's going on nationally, obviously, with the election and who got voted in, who got locally. Muriel Bowser is back as the mayor of the District of Columbia. Maryland's got a new governor.
I'm sorry, Madam Muriel Bowser.
All right. Mayor Bowser is back.
Madam Mayor Muriel.
Oh my God. All right.
Okay. Okay, let's get that right. Yes. I'm second generation Washingtonian, lifelong Ward 7 resident.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm sensitive about how our elected officials are seen and their names. She won't say anything to you, but I have to say it.
No, I hope she won't. I don't even think. I'd love for her to call me if you could make that happen. That'd be great
if it warrants it, but it doesn't.
If it warrants it, exactly. Maryland's got a new governor, which Larry Hogan, the current governor, ran out his term. He could run again, but he is a potential presidential candidate for 2024.
Oh, is he?
He is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice.
By the way,
and you're a big Maryland person, so I know that extends beyond just the university. So I'm sure Larry's on your speed dial as well.
No, Larry was in our suite at a Maryland game.
I knew he would be. Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice to have him there.
All things Maryland.
The Louisiana passed a law to remove the annual income recertification requirement to receive special assessment property tax rates for homeowners that are permanently and totally disabled. That's what I was talking about earlier. But get this, that law passed 55% to 45%. So 593,000 people thought that was not a good idea. Think about that.
Well, maybe they didn't understand it. A lot of people don't understand.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
The impact of what is being presented. It's not always clear. There's always opposition to everything, right? Everybody should get ice cream today. Well, there's opposition to that, right? The diabetes community.
No, I understand.
Sugar.
I understand.
Yeah. So it gets confusing.
So that's kind of, those are kind of like the main topics that hit real estate when it comes to elections. I know, people do lobby for certain people to get elected, and they donate money, and they hope that in return they get either part of the cabinet or they're part of the deal, the administration, whoever gets elected in. I have never been big into political contributions. I try to stay away from that my whole adult life. Never really gotten into. I know
you mean for persons being elected into whole public office?
Yeah, I've never.
Because you sliding donor dollars over to Maryland for
That's
influence
different.
every day.
That's where my heart is. Okay.
That's right. That's right. So let us
All
not.
right.
It's not
That's a
like
whole
we
new
don't know
person.
how to influence. We don't know how to peddle
Oh,
influence.
I know how to influence.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
You do
Yeah.
know how to influence.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
we're staying at a house in State College this weekend because of influence. So yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But regarding those persons who seek public office, you stay away from that.
I do. I always have. I don't know why. I never. It's never appealed to me.
Okay.
So
Everybody got to stay in their lane. I have walked with persons who have sought public office. I have donated to persons who have sought public office. Some have won, some have not. Some have, you know, didn't win what they ran for the first time. They won for something the second time. I think that's part of, what we should do as good citizens. Uh, Participate in politics at whatever level we can, in whatever way we can. So whether you can put a sign in your yard,
oh, I
uh,
vote. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not.
vote, we
I'm
vote.
not a naturalized American. I mean, I came here as a Peruvian and became an American. So
What?
voting to me is a big deal.
What?
Yeah, I was born in Peru. I came over.
Really?
Yeah, I came over when I was 6. Yeah. So voting to me is like
Oh my goodness! Oh
some people
man,
don't
look at
vote.
that! Hey, everybody, did y'all just hear that? Look at that!
What?
Fernando is opening up here. You heard it here live for the first time. I'm hearing it for the first time. Yeah, I've known to do. That's
No,
another
you
question we want
know,
to bring
you
up.
know.
Come
Easy now.
on.
Easy.
So that's another brick in the foundation of our relationship here, both personal and professional. I didn't realize that you said you were a naturalized citizen. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I wasn't born here.
Right, you weren't born here. So
Yeah.
you went ice and all, put your hand up and said, I pledge allegiance. Well, no, we all said I pledge allegiance. But
Yeah.
when you said it, you really meant it.
Yeah, I was like 27, I think, when I finally did the papers. But I had a green card. I was legal here, um, but I
Right?
never went through the process when I was younger. And then I thought, what am I doing? So I went through the process at 27.
Wow.
Yeah,
We gotta have a drink and talk about that, man. That's what a journey.
it's a
What
lot.
a journey that has been.
It is a lot.
So because you always say your people are in Miami, but your people from Peru.
My people are from Peru,
I
but I
don't
grew up
ever
in
I don't
Miami.
ever hear you hollering back to we going to Peru.
I've never been back since I left as a kid. What a
Is that
shame.
right? But did y'all
51.
like leave grandma back there or something? Is there a
No, oh
cousin?
yeah, there's a bunch of people there. Yeah, 51 years it's been. Never been back. Really, I don't even know how it happened that I haven't been back.
Because you
I
never
always
booked a
want to take.
flight. You never booked a flight.
Oh, I know why it didn't happen.
It
Smart
take
ass.
you.
Oh, I know why it didn't happen. But it just I at some point I was like, I want to bring my kids there, and then you got to find a time to do it and
Well, how about how
schedule.
about how about you start with the easy, low hanging fruit first? Men's trip.
So does that
Start with the.
include? Does that include you?
I'm always angling for me.
Oh, you are singleton. That's why. Only child syndrome with a bad case of FOMO. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, but you know what though? You're gonna be seeing a difference. Melinda's starting to see a difference. Not really. She thinks it's funny. Keller Williams, the company I'm affiliated with, uh, is we're big on education and training. And at our market center, we do a lot of training of our associates. And we have an entire growth and development division where we have experienced real estate professionals who are committed to being trained as trainers. They go through the train the trainer training and other things to help our associates get into productivity fast. And they've invited me to be on the coaching staff for next year in 2023. I'm preparing right now to get into coaching. So what that meant is, and the point of that sharing that
I'm not
was,
sure what it was, but go ahead.
yeah. The point was,
I snorkeled on that one.
I know the point is that where historically, as an only child, it appears that I'm always only thinking of myself and talking about myself. But now this training as a coach, it's all about them. It's all about someone else.
You're going to be terrible at it.
That's what Melinda's saying. Melinda's like, you got to do what? I say, yeah, it's got to be about.
She is so smart.
It's got to be about them. It's not about me. I'm being trained. The coaching training literally talks about how when you're helping the person, don't solve their problem, don't get it out of them, but don't jump in. It's not don't tell, just because you got 36 years of experience doing this and you've seen this problem 100 gazillion times and you know what the solution is. You can't jump in and just say, hey man, just do this. Come on, I've been here before. I know what.
That's going to be a problem for you. That's going to be a problem for you. Okay. Jumping in should be your middle name. Okay. You.
So I'm gonna be coaching. But I love, as you know, but here's the thing. I agreed to it, and I was interested because the Lord has blessed me with a lot of things, but one of which is the gift to talk. But it turns out I am a talker. But it turns out though, being a talker is not like the top strength to being a great coach. It's like listening. Yeah. It's like not talking, it's listening.
Listening is important, Anthony. You might want to train that ear a little bit for next year. So I have a friend who I'm working on for the show. Okay. He's a local developer. Nice. Develops commercial real estate. So he almost was on today, but he had poker night, so he couldn't make it. I was invited.
Well, I'm glad you turned it down, not just me for my poker night.
I turned it down. I'm here. Well. I'm here because it's poker night for. I was invited too, but I said I couldn't do it because I'm here at the show.
Thank you.
But I may go there and have a bourbon with him after the show. So, with that being said, we anything else we need to catch up on? Are we good?
No. I think again we want to tell our audience that we do greatly appreciate you all. We intend that you get value out of these sessions. That in December, we are going to be stepping back to look at what we've done here this first season. We are committed to getting technical support to help us make the show even better going into the new year. We have some great ideas about the format. Not a big change. We like basically this sort of unscripted Wednesday evenings talking with one another. Hopefully in the new year we'll still be Wednesday evenings at 7. We like this time frame. So hopefully that doesn't shift. But we want to bring in we're going to be bringing in more people. We're going to be doing more interviews because that's what there's a lot we have that we can share, but we have found that when we are bringing you expertise, knowledge, and competence from others, it really lights up, and people really enjoy those shows. I mean, not that they don't enjoy us as well, but and so we want to just redo it, same format, and we're going to tweak it. So for December, uh, you know, it is my birthday week. I'm gonna be away. I'm finally going to be away.
About time. I'll be away too, by the way. But that's of course. December's gonna be busy for me. I got a lot going on. One guest that I'm also working on, which is DMV related, not as much real estate related, is Walt Williams, the Wizard. Walt the Wizard Williams, Maryland all-time great, who started his own brand of vodka, Clutch Vodka.
Wow.
And I thought it'd be interesting if he talked about how that started.
Right. How does one do that? I mean, is he out growing potatoes in the backyard and then?
I don't know. I see him at every basketball game. I'm going to go tomorrow night. I'm going to talk to him. But I think he'd be a great guest to talk about how do you start your own business.
Oh, you're going to the basketball game tomorrow? Am I going to the basketball game? No.
The show's going to evolve into real estate and I think local DMV business. I think that would round out the show because we're local.
Well, I tell you what. Let's ask the people. If you all are out there, let us know. We really genuinely want to know what you've enjoyed, what you like. And I hear Fernando going off the rails now, talking about business and what really. But again, that's what the month of December is going to be about, ladies and gentlemen. Fernando and I getting together and trying to chop it up as to what has worked, what's really been interesting, what you really want. So please send us emails. Hold on, let me do this thing here, Fernando.
The show's about entertainment. So no one's more entertained than Walt the Wizard Williams. Nobody.
Okay. All right. I accept that.
Local legend.
Okay. Bowling.com 240-339-697. You see what I'm doing when you hear me look away like that and you hear me typing? Because then what I'm doing is I did it. See, I
spelled your name wrong.
I spelled my name wrong.
Your own name, not my name, your name.
I spelled my own name wrong. Hold on. Hey, this is one of our guests from last week. John Anthony is calling in. John, we're on the show live and you've called in. What's happening?
We take call-ins now? What are we?
Yeah. Yeah, we take call-ins.
Brother AB, how you doing? You got me on blast, huh?
You live. Can you hear him, Fernando?
Oh, I can hear him.
Hey, Fernando, how are you?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Tell you, Prince George's County is still on the move.
There you go. Look, everybody. This is John Anthony Mason, who was our guest last week from the Prince George's Economic Development Corporation. That's his name and number and all. Now he's on live with us, or at least live with my iPhone.
The crown jewel of Prince George's County, the University of Maryland, College Park. There
you go. So what's happening, John? You got me.
I'm excited about the future of our county and our state. What an amazing time it was last night. Such a historic occasion that we have embarked on with our new governor. And I just want to say to everybody is, keep looking up. The sky's the limit. We're going places in this county and in this state. Economic development is on the move. You guys are doing an incredible job. Keep putting that word out. I got tennis league, so I got to go and beat up on somebody. So appreciate you. Keep doing good work. Blessings.
Thank you, John. Everybody, that was John Anthony Mason.
Does he play
With the
tennis? I play tennis. We should play some tennis.
Okay, well, there you go. Holler at him.
Yeah.
That was John Anthony Mason from the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation talking about the historic move that they're making in Prince George's County last night. I think Angela Alsop was reelected as county exec, maybe. And yes.
Also
and
Brooke. Yes.
Also Brooke, yes, was reelected. And
also Brooks, not Brooke.
Also Brooks.
Yeah.
I yes. And please accept my apology. I just chastised you for misenunciating.
That's why I did it. That's why
I know. I get it. I get it. Yes. Yes. I understand. And I should be getting it right anyway, because you know, she has Melinda Bowling as director of DPI out in Prince George's County, and she, you know, so I should be getting these things right. But we love John. We had a great. You all should go back and look at episode 27. It was a great interview of John Anthony Mason and all of what they are doing on the EDC, at the EDC here in Prince George's County. It is phenomenal, the monies and resources that they have that are pouring. They are pouring into businesses. So that's why it's not that much of a stretch when Fernando says we're going to be talking real estate and business in our format next year, right? Because right there, they go hand in hand, right? It's real estate, it's businesses making investments in commercial real estate here in Prince George's County, DC, Virginia,
Montgomery County.
Montgomery County, yes. And so we want to be right there as a resource, as shepherds. I like to think of us as shepherds, leading and providing you with both information on how to acquire real estate, but also having the resources to, you know, to leverage your investment dollars and to protect your assets. Protect your assets. You see what I just did there?
Oh, I did. You're a comedian.
Yes.
All right, then. On that note.
Yeah. It's time to wrap it up. We got 3 minutes. All right. Yeah. All right. Nice. So we've had a great time. Again, everyone. I'm Anthony.
Let's go Terps. Let's go Terps.
Okay. Can I get my closing in, brother? I'm Anthony Bowling with the Anthony Bowling Group, and our leverage relationships will save you time and make you money. And this is my partner here, Fernando Palacios, and
that's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
Palacios.
What did I say?
Palacios.
Hey, look who's back! I didn't say no Palacios.
Yeah, he did.
Virginia
is back. Thank you, Bushcrafter. About time. We missed you for a couple of weeks.
We have. You've been on travel, but we got the 3 thumbs up. We love that, you know. Okay, you know what? Let me look at this calendar. We're gonna do this right now.
Virginia, by the way, had no propositions in the elections yesterday.
Oh, is that right?
No, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here's what. The 23rd is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, right? Okay.
Busy.
So a Virginia Bushcrafter. Right now. We got 3 Wednesdays left here in November. And you got to come on our show. This year. You practically have carried this show on your back. He's been in Texas. He's been in Texas. Okay, fine. That's right. You did say you was going to Texas. You were doing something down in Texas. You did say that. That's right. I remember that now. Okay. We have 3 Wednesdays left. You have to tell us which one of these Wednesdays you are coming on our show. In fact, you know what we should do? What do you think about Wednesday, November 30th, the last show, because we're not going to do any in December, and we have the Virginia Bushcraft come on the 30th, and then we reflect on, because that'll be 28, 9, 30. That'll be like the 30th, 31st show. And you've been there since the first, or at least the second. But you've been there.
That would be
right.
appropriate. That would be appropriate.
I think that would be appropriate.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have you on November 30th, and so you will do. Oh, I love that, and I'm putting that up. Will do, sir. Yes. So put that on your calendar. November 30th. Send us an email, blah blah blah, so we can send you the link, and we can get your topics. But a lot about you, but also about this journey and this program, and why you have been right there every week, and why you find value. A lot of people do, because you're right. A lot of people pull up to us. We are 1 minute and 6 seconds over. Okay, we got to go. Hey, everybody, this is Anthony Bowling, my friend Fernando. This is Chasing Gazillions. Not the same as making millions.
Getting closer.
But it is getting closer. Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony. Just 2 real estate guys kicking the can, talking about life and the industry, and how we can be of help to you here in this real estate game. All the best. See you next week. Let's see if anybody else. Hold on. Let's see what else we got to say before we go.
All right, there you go.
We'll oblige, sir. We'll contact you. Fantastic. All right. All the best, guys. Take care.
All right. See you, Anthony. Bye-bye.
All right.